guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I hope this video finds you all doing well on this lovely day. Today, we have one of my favorite topics. We're going to talk about broken cards in the game. Specifically, we're going to focus on 4 cards that I think need the most love and care to get back to fixed, for lack of a better word, really hammering the broken and fixed analogy in today's video. But regardless, we are going to get to that, and then we're going to do a lightning round, 5 cards that I really think just need a quick buff or a nerf or a change, and we'll get to that towards the end of the video. In the meanwhile, enjoy the gameplay today. I am here visiting a Hong Kong esports clan with TMD Aaron. I actually saw him playing this deck live on stream. He just got 11 wins, or 10 or 11 wins in a challenge, and then I said, dude, can I hop into your clan and record this? I really wanted to show you guys a good cannon cart deck, just for the heck of it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. This is TMD Aaron's cannon cart deck, and that's one of the cards that we're not going to be talking about in today's video. So speaking of the cards that we are going to be talking about in today's video, let's start with the biggest one. And you guys can see him on my screen right over there. It's Mr. Ice Wizard. Where's my fingers in the camera? Okay, forget that. You can see him. My logo, the Ice Wizard. Man, Ice Wiz needs a buff so badly. And doesn't need to be a big one. It doesn't need to be a complex one. But Ice Wizard needs some love, Supercell, please. All he needs to do is to be able to 3-shot minions, 1-shot skeletons, and 1-shot bats. Currently, it takes 4 and 2, respectively, to kill minions, bats, skeletons on Ice Wizard. He just needs like a literally 1% or maybe 2% damage boost, and he goes from a legendary that doesn't feel too legendary to a rock star defensive card in the game. He leaves skeletons with literally like a sliver at tournament level standard of health. I don't know how many HP it is, but I'd guess like 10. Same thing with minions on that 4th shot. So just give him a little tiny buff, and Ice Wizard's going to be all over the place in the meta, but hopefully in a good way, as just a really good defensive option for people who probably have him, because one of the first legendaries. You know what? That reminds me, I don't think I could be wrong here. This is off the top of my head, off the cuff. But I don't think Ice Wizard even got a Welcome to the Arena video on Clash Royale YouTube. That's just wrong. Every other legendary card got a Welcome to the Arena spotlight video, and I don't think Ice Wizard did. Supercell, what's the problem? What did Ice Wizard ever do to you? Okay, man, I am getting really pumped here, but he is my theme, my logo over there. I gotta show him some love. Here's what I want, Supercell. Here's my list of demands. I want an Ice Wizard buff, and I want an Ice Wizard video spotlight stat. Okay, moving on. Hidden Tesla. Hidden Tesla has always been not a popular card. It was used a little bit in the Siege archetype. However, I think that Hidden Tesla can easily have value in the game. The problem is it has that cool mechanic where it can't be hit by when a troop isn't in range of it, so it can't be hit with a fireball or something like that. But how often do you use a fireball or whatever direct damage spell on a cannon or inferno tower when there's nothing in range, right? I mean, the game has evolved since the inception of the game and the inception of Hidden Tesla, to where having it be hidden doesn't really give it any value anymore, really. I mean, a couple, niche cases, but for the most part, Hidden Tesla needs something else. It needs a new little mechanical buff to it, in my opinion. And what I want to do is, because it's shooting the same electric current as the Electro Wizard, it's only right to give it that little stun that the Electro Wizard gives on his attack. So a little stun added to the Hidden Tesla, maybe a quarter second, maybe a half a second, but that would go a long way, in my opinion. I think that would be a good buff, because it wouldn't be a huge buff to make it where you wouldn't want to use a cannon or a tombstone. To me, adding that stun gives it the extra incentive that was supposed to be there in it being hidden, but it's not really there. I mean, we just talked about it. Hidden, who cares if it's hidden, right? So give it a little stun, and that makes it worth the 4 elixir instead of the 3 elixir, but it's not so powerful that it's going to box out the cannon and the tombstone and the tornado and everything cheaper than it. So that's what I want to see to Hidden Tesla. A little stunt. Moving on. The Night Witch. The Night Witch is broken as well, but the Night Witch is broken in the other way. Night Witch is still too OP. If you look at statsroyale.com, oh man, Night Witch win percentage on ladder and in tournament level standard and classic challenges, grand challenges, you name it, the #1 card in the game. While I feel for free-to-play players out there who might be trying to unlock the Night Witch, and then, did I say Night Wizard? Night Witch, and then when you get her, the nerf hammer happens. That sucks when that happens. But at the same time, we can't have one card that is that dominant inside the game. So my suggestion on Night Witch is no more death spawn bats. It's a pretty big nerf to the Night Witch, but you remember she's only 4 elixir, and she presents so much value right now. She essentially is almost a mini P.E.K.K.A. when you add the bats, or she is a mini P.E.K.K.A. in terms of being a defensive stopper to like a Hog Rider. I don't think that when they introduced the Night Witch, they intended her to be a hard counter to the Hog Rider. I mean, she is a jack of all trades. She's amazing as a support card behind a golem or a giant or any sort of a tank, and that's the problem with the death spawn. If you use, say, a lightning rocket direct damage and kill the Night Witch behind the golem, not only are you luring out your opponent's spell to kill your Night Witch, which allows you to continue to support after the spell is used, but you're also getting the free bats out of the deal, right? As the attacker, okay, I don't care if you lightning my Night Witch, I get bats. I get a bunch of bats to support my golem. It's like a free 2 elixir almost. I'll take the deal, then I'll continue to support the golem, all at a cost of only 4 elixir. Night Witch needs another nerf. So that would be my solution. The reason that the death spawn, I like the no bats on death spawn idea, again, is because it doesn't provide that extra card, essentially, once you kill her to continue supporting the push. I still think she'll be really strong, even if you took away the death spawn of the bats. That's my opinion. I still think she'll be one of the most used cards, so I don't think it's too harsh of a nerf. That's what I would do to Night Witch. Moving right along, we have the bats. Interesting that I included the bats as the 4th card in the main section of today's video. You know, bats, they've, you know, to say they landed softly would be a vast understatement. Bats, I think to fix them, you add 1 more bat. That's it. You bring it back to 5. It was never 5 for you guys, but in the developer build, it was 5 for us originally, and then they changed it last second. I think some of that change was based on the Supercell team looking at the Night Witch with her bats dominating and say, hey, you know what? Let's pull the reins in on these bats everywhere and then reduce the number from 5 to 4. I think it needs to go back to 5. The problem that I have with bats is when you play, this is not ideally how you would play bats anyway, but just bear with me here. When you play bats at the bridge by themselves, it does absolutely nothing. I think 1 bat gets 1 hit against the tower, right? It's next to nothing. When you play goblins at the bridge, 2 elixir cost, they're going to do a lot of chip damage. Even when you play spear goblins at the bridge, they're going to do a decent amount of chip damage. I think that bats, even when you play ice spirit at the bridge or fire spirits, they're going to do a lot of chip damage. For the fire spirits, over 400 HP at tournament level standard to the tower. I think that the bats need that same ability to make them worth the 2 elixir, or just reduce a bat and make them a 1 elixir card, or add a 5th bat and make them and keep them a 2 elixir card. When you add a 5th bat, it doesn't sound like much, but that's 1 extra hit that's going to be distracting that crown tower, allowing the bats to do more damage overall. I forgot exactly what the damage was, but it's somewhere, it's more than 1 shot of 1 bat. It's in the 1 to 200 HP range if you just add that 1 more bat, because it takes 1 more shot of the tower. It allows the rest of the bats to approach the tower and do a little chip damage. I think bats need to be a card that should be responded to, or else you lose a little bit of tower HP. So that's how I think bats should be fixed. And now it's time for the lightning round. Really quick, guys. Elite Barbarians, I think they should be converted to a rare and buffed. That's right, buffed. Royal Giant, I think they should be converted to a rare and buffed. Elite Barbarians and Royal Giant are only a problem on ladder because of overleveled. At tournaments, they suck. They really do, guys. I mean, there were 0 Royal Giants, 0 Elite Barbarian appearances in all of CCGS, in all of competitive leagues. You don't see them in anywhere. That's because they're not good cards right now. So, if you convert them to rares, it's still going to be a problem in the next few months on ladder, but eventually the problem will dissipate and go away in a year from now or something like that. And I think that Supercell, they said in the Radio Royale video that they changed their opinion on really strong common cards being used as a win condition. They're not going to do it anymore. So that's good. They learned their lesson. We learned our lesson. Everybody's happy. No more really strong common win conditions. Except for Mortar, just pretend Mortar's not even in the conversation, guys. Yeah, so I think they should be converted and buffed. That way they can actually be viable at tournament level standard. Sparky, decrease the recharge time of Sparky. I still love Sparky. You know, she's a good girl, but she needs a little bit of love. Decrease slightly the recharge time on Sparky, especially if you're going to be adding that stun reset effect on the hidden Tesla. Sparky's going to need some love, all right? Moving on, Dark Prince. Oh, Dark Prince, man. Dark Prince is a really good card. I said it. Dark Prince is a really good card. I think Dark Prince has the potential of being a really good card. There's only one problem. Dark Prince gets hard countered by a skeleton army. What sense does that make? Dark Prince gets hard countered by a skeleton army? Dark Prince is supposed to hard counter a skeleton army. Dark Prince is supposed to 2-shot or 1-shot a skeleton army, but if you believe it or not, if you drop a tournament level Dark Prince and a tournament level skeleton army at the bridge going head to head, the skeleton army kills the Dark Prince. That's not right. Dark Prince should be a really good unit at doing what he does already, and that's killing swarm units. So all he needs is a little bit of an area increase, a range attack on his melee attack. Essentially, he shouldn't have to 3-shot a skeleton army, 3-shot a goblin gang, and he shouldn't lose to a skeleton army. So it wouldn't be a Clash with Ash episode, a CWA episode, if I didn't confuse skeleton army and goblin gang at least one time. Moving on, heal. The last card we're going to talk about today. Heal, it needs a mechanic change, in my opinion. It does not need a nerf. That's my opinion. I think the pros would all disagree with me. I think the pros would say, Ash, it needs to be removed from the game. Dude, get it out of here. I disagree. I don't think it needs to be removed from the game. And I don't even think it's that good of a card, except for in a few occasions, like Three Musketeers. Three Musketeers, you drop some Three Musketeers, you drop a battle ram, then you take the lightning, you act as a lightning rod, and then you heal everything back up and you kill the opponent, right? So I think that heal needs to be instant heal. That way poison doesn't conflict with it as much anymore. Instant heal, and what you do is just decrease the amount of heal. So not as much health increased, but it's instantaneous. So that would be my fix for heal. That's it, guys. That's it. All right. Supercell, you got that? Ice Wizard, video, standalone video. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and a huge shout out to my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. Make sure you check out his information in the description below. Guys, I really do appreciate all the support you've been giving me lately. It means the world to me, so thank you so very much. Thank you. And as always, take care, guys.